What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Survivor Now podcast. My name is Randy. I am joined, as always, by my co-analyst, Matthew. And today, this was a tough week of eliminations. 3 of my favorite players went because today we are joined by Garrick, the 8th castaway eliminated from Survivor Australia. Titans versus Rebels. Garrick, you're clean shaven now. You look like a completely different person. Without
taking 10 years off, right? 10 years off.
I was gonna say, I was like, when I watched the show, I'm like, Garrick looks like he belongs out here on the island. Like, you had a good island look, my dude. But the first thing we always like to start off with is we want to know how you enjoyed watching, or didn't enjoy watching the episode last night. Who did you watch it with? How did you partake in the festivities? How did last night go for you?
Look, I've only watched one with a bunch of fellas. Every other one I've just watched with my wife. Turned the phone off. It's too intense. I get anxiety, like watching it. So, yeah, I just spent the night last night with my wife. I knew it was coming. And it's been great. Look, no regrets. It's all good.
I'm happy you don't have any regrets. I have one regret, and that was you were one of my picks to win, Garrick. Like, I was watching you each week, and Matthew will tell you, like, when I pick someone to win, it's like a dagger to their gameplay. So I knew I probably jinxed you. So I'm very sorry with that. One of my favorite things about your game, Garrick, before we get into what happened with the vote and some of the bigger aspects of the game, is I loved how you took your profession as a loss prevention officer into the game. And I genuinely mean this. You were one of my favorite players that I've seen in a long time because it seemed like you were on top of everything. We're going to get to the Kirby vote where you said, Kirby, I can count. You knew last night, you even said it, I think the votes are on me. You were calling everybody out. And I just want to know, how confident were you when you in the game? How confident were you that you knew you had a grasp of what was happening, all these scenarios going down? How much did you actually know in the game? Because it looked like you picked out everything.
Yeah, look, I think it's just part of the job, what I do, and it gets ingrained after a while that you just spot it. You can feel it. I don't know 100% what it is, subconscious maybe, but yeah, you just can feel it. And I know every move that was coming. I'm glad that it showed that I actually knew what was going on. And unfortunately, when you're trying to relay that to others that you know what's going on, and some get a little lost and don't want to hear it, then you get outnumbered.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite reads that you were able to provide, Garrick, was when you realized that Kirby had voted in a different direction than what you expected with that first vote out. So I was wondering, what was it like that night back at camp? Because we saw the next morning and we saw you tell her that you cried all night because of her choice. Did you and Ferris have any conversation after of like what just happened?
Yeah, 100%. Like straight away, as we were walking out, I went, whoa, there you go. She's a fence sitter, because she was aligned with me. Before that, I wasn't 100% aligned with Ferris. Ferris and I had some talks. We had started to become close, but Kirby and I, from day one, had made a pact. We are going to stay together. We're going to stay strong. We're going to tell each other everything, and we'll never put each other's names down. Then, when that happened, I just went, this doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. If you're aligned with somebody, you cheat and lie to the others. You don't cheat and lie to your alliance, right?
It makes sense.
It makes sense. So that one rocked me straight away. I just thought, can I repair this? And at first I thought I can. It was just maybe a dumb move or a strategic move that she thought she would play without telling me, which didn't really sit with me properly. And at that stage, Ferris and I had started to solidify our actual bond. So yeah, then I had to talk to Ferris, saying to him, man, she's sitting on the fence. She wants to be part of my team and the cuddling alliance, and that doesn't sit well with me.
No, we don't have snakes and rats in Garrick's alliances. I think that's the right way to do it. Now, Garrick, this is what, before I get to my next question, this is something I have to know, piggybacking off Matthew here. How did you know it was Kirby? Because I love that moment when you went up and said, Kirby, I can count. Come on. But you had an entire tribe of people. What told you that it was Kirby and Ree that were the ones who voted with the Cuddle Crew?
Yeah, just from my discussions. There's also the little tells, you know. I don't want to give too much away, but even when somebody spends a particular amount of time whilst they're writing, that's a cue to me. So there's a whole heap of little things that go to me. It was you. I hadn't spent enough time to know whose handwriting, but I just knew. It straight away, and then when I put it to her, that verified my thought. You know, that's almost a bluff when I went, I can count Kirby, but she didn't straight away go, no, it wasn't me. She just went, oh my God.
A little secret. And yeah, you can't give too much away, or we're all going to be loss prevention officers. Because I'm really into this. Okay, talking about last night's tribal council. I know that's why everyone wants to know how this all went down. And it was brutal to watch. It was almost like a Shakespearean tragedy almost. The way that you were sitting there, I can't even remember how many times we heard through the edit you say, I think it's me. I think it's me. You have Eileen backing you. I think it's going to be Garrick. Play the idol for Garrick. All these notions towards Ferris. Hey, the votes are looking Garrick's way. When was the moment that you said, hold on, wait a minute? Or was there something said? When exactly did it hit you? I think this is.
Okay. Have I still got you?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Yeah. So it actually happened pre-tribal. So when Ferris and Raymond were messing around in the water, all that frivolity was going on, and I was watching, sitting back. I watched Charles speak with Winner. I watched Winner speak with Kirby, and then Kirby, and as they went, I went, oh man. And at one stage out the corner of my eye, when I was sitting in the hammock and they were maybe 4 or 5 meters away, I know I seen one of them say, Garrick. And I went, oh no. How am I going to do this? So I went straight to Ferris and said, look, man, we don't have the numbers. I'm gone. I know they're going to put it on me. If Kelli, Ferris was convinced that Kelli had an idol. I never knew. I knew from word go she never had an idol. She never had one. I knew that from word go. And I said to him, just to try to get the boost going, if Kelli doesn't play an idol, man, the votes are going on me. If they start and I get that inkling, and Ferris was good with that. He knew if I seen something going on, he went with it. So this time I'm not sure why he didn't, but I said to him pre-tribal, before we walked out of there, when we were sitting around the camp, I said, if I say to you that Kelli doesn't have an idol in there and play me the idol, play it, man. Play it.
Whoa, okay. I didn't realize that it was before tribal council even
started. Yeah, it was before. It was before I had the thoughts. I knew we didn't have the 3. I knew it 100%. And then when we sat in tribal and I heard a couple of the little things and I seen a few of the little looks and tells, especially from Winner when he looked over, and I knew his eyes were on Kirby. I looked quickly at Kirby and she was looking at Winner. I knew. That was it. That was the one that solidified it with me. And I looked at Ferris to say to him, look at what's going on. Yeah, he was convinced though. He actually said to me there, which I wish they would have shown. He actually went, "You're paranoid, man."
Really?
I'm paranoid. That's what I would. I'm paranoid.
Yeah, unreal.
And was Ferris's idol common knowledge at that point?
It was known by me, Raymond, and Eileen. So what happened is when Ferris found that idol with Raymond went back to camp to sort of distract everyone. Ferris didn't have any underwear or pockets, so he had nowhere to hide bloody idol. So he walked down the back of the beach and hid it amongst some rocks and gave me the notion. I went across to the rocks. We got the idol hidden away. So everyone, well, not everyone, but myself, Raymond, and Ferris knew about it. We brought Aileen on that. We brought it in. The four of us were pretty tight towards the end there. So it was 100% in my mind that it needed to be played for me. Ferris was thinking that I was paranoid. He never thought for a moment that there was a vote on him, so there was no need for him to play it for himself. Mm-hmm. But why he decided to just hold on and not play it for me, I'll never know.
I would hold on to that, Garrick. I'd be like, we always say, if someone costs you the game, they owe you a pack of beer or something. And Garrick, I think he owes you a pack of beer.
Yeah, when we catch up, I'll be grabbing that beer. Don't you worry.
Matthew, you got next question?
Yeah, I was also just curious. The tribal council was very intense. Was there anything that the audience did not see? That because it seemed like it was going on for a while.
Yeah, there was quite a bit. There was a little bit more aggression thrown around there at some stage. Charles Winner and Valerie, they didn't partake in it at all. They did a lot of smirky smiles, which gave me the 100% guarantee that they weren't with us. We didn't have their numbers. Mm. It was just it started to become a bit nasty, and I guess that wasn't able to be shown on TV. But it all that kind of thing had to come to fruition with what was going on anyway. In hindsight, what I should have done, as soon as JLP said, if anyone has an idol, now's your time to play it. And there's that pause where nobody did anything. And Aileen said, and I said, what I should have done is stood up right there and said, stop, JLP, wait. Pleaded my case to Ferris, and I'm sure that he would have bought it. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. And if that happened, would have made for beautiful TV, and Kelly would have went home. And Kirby would have went home. Sorry,
I was just about to say that would have been incredible television. Garrick, this is a question that I've been so excited to ask you about, and it's a person I've been so excited to ask you about. Yeah. It's your favorite person in the game, and I wish I had a clip package of every time that you rolled your eyes when this person did something. And we have to talk about Kelli. I know this is your interview, but for me, it feels like you and Kelli were tied, especially the past couple of weeks, where you were like, I'm just going to throw it out there. One of the lines is when she said, I know I can spell, and you went, everyone can spell. So I laughed every time these moments happen. So describe to us the relationship with Kelli, how you guys were in the game, and especially like that moment where she was sent over to sabotage the tribe. She sat out of the challenge, and then apparently it was all her plan.
That made me laugh, man. That made me laugh. Wow, she orchestrated it. Insane. Look, Kelli is Kelli. To put it in a nutshell, it's a nut job. She's just crazy. Just crazy. Kelli is exactly that person you see. Not my kind of person. Just crazy, man. It's hard. My problem was with Kelli that because of her character, whenever she was near me and around me, I couldn't play my game. I couldn't concentrate on my game, and that's on me. I let that get me. What I should have done is just went, let's bloody Kelli, let her do her thing, and me continue on playing my game. But it just distracted me something horrid, and there's a lot of time I look back and go, geez, why did I let that get me? It just, and it really did. So many times, like Kelli thinks that she's 6 foot tall, built like a brick shithouse, and can perform in any task. There's one stage there when she told me she's a rock climber, and she got halfway up the wall and said, I'm stuck, help me. And the wall was 5 foot high with ropes that you could climb up.
Well, the thing with Kelli in particular. And this leads to my next question, which is Kirby and Kelli both betrayed your trust in different ways at different times. So we had Kirby, who voted with the Cuddle Crew at the first tribal council, but then we also had Kelli, who changed how she said she was going to vote, which ended up sending Tobias home instead of Alex. So my question is, you were targeting both of them. Why was it Kirby who was a higher priority to eliminate first?
Kirby's a better game player. And I knew already that Kelli had annoyed every single person. So it was not difficult to find the numbers to bump Kelli off whenever the time came. But in saying that, the times that we could have done it, for some reason, we changed. And look, behind the scenes, from day one, first vote, I was adamant. Let's just get rid of this person so I can concentrate on my game. It's just annoying. It gets in the way. You can't tell it to do anything. You can't tell it to. There was just no trust or anything. So I really wanted to get rid of her from the day one. But because of the strength, the absolute strength of Kirby's game, is why that became more paramount in my thoughts that she's more the one we need to get rid of first. And added to that she'd knifed me a couple of times didn't help, right?
No, I mean, it seems like, Garrick, you seem like a guy that I would want to work with, like, especially coming from, you have this core alliance, which I really wish we got a name for. It was you, Eileen, Raymond, and Ferris. And I loved your partnership with Ferris. Obviously, it sounds like you two, after Kirby kind of stabbed you in the back, it seems like you two were the duo out of this group. But just put it in perspective for us so we can kind of know where this alliance sat. Because obviously, if you guys went to the end together, not everyone can be in that final three or final two. So you have Ferris as your number one ally, I assume. Where did Raymond and Eileen fit in this? Was Raymond the closest to you guys, or was it Eileen who actually was closer than Raymond was?
Look, I would probably put it towards the end. It would have been Eileen who was closer. But prior to that last vote, I think they were even. Raymond's a great guy, man. He's such a great guy. What you see about Raymond is what you get. Genuine, honest, just a great guy. So I had no problem. And I believe every word that Raymond said. When he said, man, I'm never going to vote for you, I believe it.
He seems genuine, yeah.
Yeah, he is a genuine guy. So I had always wanted to work with Raymond and Ferris together. And Ferris will say exactly the same thing. He'll cement that. We both love Raymond. Raymondo, we call him. He's just a sensational guy. And then what happened is once Scotty flipped, which I hadn't really been aware of, and I don't know how Kirby flipped him. To this day, I don't know how Kirby flipped him. But Eileen came to me and said, we've lost Scotty, He's gone over there. And so that is what solidified Eileen in mine and Ferris's pact. We said, okay, so you're coming here telling us what's going on with Scotty. We trust you. We're going to keep you on board.
Did you find that out, that Scotty flipped, after the vote where you and Ferris and your alliance were thinking of voting out Rihanna instead of Kirby, but instead of Kelli? But then there was that twist that was introduced that there would be the saboteur, and Kelli ended up going, and we all know how that was. But what did that happen after that vote, where you all kind of drew the line in the sand and said, this is where we are all voting?
Yeah, 100%. That's where it happened. And that's where I'd had a couple of quiet talks with Scotty and realised Scotty was telling me what he thought I wanted to hear. And so I was a little bit iffy on his answers. And then when Eileen came to me and said, we've lost Scotty, and I relayed what Scotty had said to me, as in how we sit, what we're going to vote, I went, oh man, he has gone. He's now with Kirby. So when it came into that final tribal, I knew he was gone. That's a no-brainer. He was gone then. But the day before that is where it really started to come home. And just watching him, he even though he still slept up in the bunk next to me, he really had no more conversation with me. It was all with Kirby.
Well, I don't care that he's still in the game. He picked the wrong alliance, because I stand by the fact, Garrick, I would love to work with you. And we've got time for about one more question here with you. And overall, I'll say, for what it's worth, I can't speak for Matthew, but I think you played a really great game. I know I really said that earlier with how you read people. That's something we don't see a lot of times with really good players. And I would love to see you back out there, because I do think this is a game that you excel at. I loved watching you play. There's a quote, and I usually don't go with stuff that I see off screen, but this is something I saw in your before and after interview. And forgive me, I don't have the exact quote, but they asked you how you hope you are remembered in this game. And you said something along the lines, I hope I'm remembered as an older guy who can still have fun and inspire any generation to go for it. Whatever they're pushing for, just go out and do it. I just want to know, and this is a fun question, Garrick, how much fun did you have out there playing this game?
Man, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
Are your hands doing okay?
Yeah, man, you know what? They didn't show a lot of that, but if they did, you'll see that I pretty much built that bloody shelter, and I cut coconuts every day. Yeah, hindsight, I won't be doing that if I ever get another chance. I will protect these babies. But look, with that thing, it's brutal, but it's brilliant. It's what I live for, and I think if it does inspire someone, get out and do it. That's the whole thing, right? Live your life, man. Don't just lay on the lounge. Doesn't matter how old you are. Get up and be part of something. Mine, I always wanted to play it. I always wanted to play Survivor. It's just the ultimate game. Being part of that club now, yeah, it's gold, mate. I won the golden ticket.
You just learned that Randy and I would like to see you go back and play. Will you do it for us if you got the call?
If I got the call, I would pay them to get me back out there.
I love it. That's the right attitude. I'm hearing a maybe. That's how I'm taking it. Garrick, that's
a big 100% maybe.
Definitely.
Don't let the old man in, right? Get out there and play it. I want to go back.
I love that. Garrick, it has been an honor speaking with you, man. We got to let you go so you can finish off these interviews. But if you ever want to come back and chat Survivor with us, please let us know. Stay in contact, man. It was incredible speaking with you.
I would definitely. I love your show. It's brilliant. And it's been an honor, an absolute honor and a pleasure to be part of it this time. Thank you so much. And I do hope we talk again.
Thank you, Garrick.